struggling at the line. Todd English is shooting 75% on the season, averaging 13 per game.
And if we were looking for jitters on the Carrollton side, they were dispelled very quickly.
So the Warriors with a 2-0 lead, and they'll press right off the bat.
At a zone press and a trap.
This is Hubbard, the leading scorer for the Magics, with the basketball.
And Carrollton in a 2-3 zone. The big
Gregory
man guarding the baseline.
Culligan gets over to Sawyers. They'll bring it back out to Hubbard. Got it in the lane, up with a shot, McCulligan. Pat McCulligan with his first two, and we're tied at 2. And Pat on the defensive end comes up with it, and back come the Magics.
Nice defense going back by Carrollton, though. They shut off the break, and that's going to be a backcourt.
We play just under a minute. We are tied at 2, Carrollton and Barberton. Class AAA boys regional semis. On the inbound pass, stolen away by Gregory, off to Sawyers, gets it inside, no. Battle for the rebound, and English comes up with it. English through some traffic, needs some help, gets us to Rinkus. Arbogast with the ball, 21. English, good. Check that, Corey Harper with the hoop, his first two. Barberton right back, Sawyers blocked by O'Donnell. Arbogast has it. Down court come Carrollton, and they'll throw it away. Hold on, a foul.
Foul on Hubbard.
Well, Carrollton holding their own. We thought the early going would be a key for the Warriors.
And they're pushing the ball down the floor. We talked to one of their assistant coaches before the ball game. He says they like to play up-tempo. They came in here to run with Barberton. They'd come out of the gate step for step.
Looking for a track meet here last night, and this may be the night where we really see him going up and down the floor. Knocked out of bounds by Gregory, so he'll trigger it again.
Carrollton having a little trouble getting the ball in bounds. That one was knocked away. The previous inbound pass was stolen.
Into Harper, and he gives it to English. Todd English, number 11 with the basketball. This is Rinkus. Arbogast. O'Donnell at the foul line. Into Harper, and back out now to Rinkus. O'Donnell. Arbogast, he'll take the shot, and good.
Well, they're just shooting like Warren did last night to start the ball game.
6-2 Carrollton. 5 minutes, 40 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Both teams pressuring the basketball. This is Hubbard. .6-4 Carrollton. And they'll call a foul on Gregory.
Gregory ran through the man setting the screen, number 11, English. Jack Reynolds is up, but that's not unusual. You could sell his seat.
Jack Reynolds, this is his, if my numbers are right, his 400th game at Barberton, and he's won 85% of the games. Yeah, Rinkus almost lost it, gets the handle back. That's just an amazing stat. This is O'Donnell with it. The cutter is Arbogast.
Just excellent execution on the offense so far by Carrollton. They're playing almost a flawless game on their side of the board.
8-4 Carrollton, but quickly back is Hubbard.
They can't allow him to penetrate like that all night long. He's taken the last two right down the middle.
8-6 ball game. Inside 5 minutes to go. Pressure, jumper, English, rejected to Bevick. Carrollton maintains this. Rinkus.
He's the guy we were watching out for. That's the first time he's got a chance to put it up. Everybody else is finding cord.
Carrollton 4 out of 5 shooting from the field in the early going. Hubbard dishes off McCulligan.
I hope Vic brought 2 pens.
At least. This could be NBA style before we're done. See how long they can keep up this pace. It's English. English with the basketball, trying to give and go with Harper, but no. Arbogast has it. Donald. Donald looking for Harper. There's another foul. Gregory, that's his second.
Beat him to the place on the floor, and he's going to go out, and in will become number 31, Jim Ferguson, a 6-foot junior.
I don't think there's a team in this regional with a deeper bench than the Barberton Magic.
No, and they play the kind of schedule that lets you get your ball player season, too. They play Ignatius, they played Timken, they played East Tech.
In that respect, I guess only McKinley would probably rank with them as far as toughness of schedule. The Warriors holding their own. They're up by 2. 3 minutes, 50 seconds to go first quarter. Arbogast. Nobody draws a foul. McCulligan. And Barberton has to be careful. They're getting themselves in some foul trouble.
And McCulligan is prone for fouls. In the Ignatius game that they lost 62-60 when they were rated first in the state, McCulligan spent most of that time on the bench.
Good shot.
Jack Reynolds is up. And one thing about the Barberton faithful, you're going to hear a lot from them because they know basketball so well. There you see the pass to the cutter and the foul. 2 shots, missed the first. They're human.
That's funny. Arbogast is averaging 4 per game. He's the only starter not in double figures. He already has 4 tonight. And he's getting the opportunity and cashing in on it. Splits the pair, 11-8 Carrollton. 3:45 to go first quarter.
Barberton has trailed in every game so far in the tournament, however. They trailed to Cauga Falls, and they also trailed to Walsh.
The Sawyers. This is Hubbard. He makes things happen. Partially deflected, and the ball comes away to O'Donnell. You don't want your center necessarily bring the ball down.
But at 6'7", he showed pretty good court awareness to move that basketball.
Carrollton's impressing me with their ball handling, and they're really getting pressure. There's a good example there.
Carrollton looks like a team, if you let them set and shoot, they can find the hoop, just like that one. They're just swinging the ball to find the open man, and Jack's seen enough. He's going to take a time.
Exactly 3 minutes to go. Carrollton with a 5-point lead. Jack Reynolds with a few words of wisdom. It's tough, though. Carrollton's only missed 1 shot from the floor.
5 of 6. They can't be much better. The only other one was blocked.
I think it's so much Barberton playing battle, they turn it over there. He's got the first down.
That went off Bebek's head in the melee.
And 2:45 to go here in the first quarter. Carrollton with the ball and leading 13-8. This is Rinkus bringing the ball up.
They've already destroyed the one myth that they were going to be in the clouds too much early in the ball game to understand that this was a big ball game, but that has not been the case from this opening tap.
McCulligan with the takeaway for the Magics. This is Hubbard. Bebek drives, puts it up. No, rebound inside, wave it off. They'll call an offensive foul on Ferguson.
Going to call a clear out to get the offensive board. He was open.
Jack Reynolds just staring.
And we're going to walk 94 feet to the other side and shoot as team fouls, 5-0. There's not been a single foul on the Carrollton Warriors. Take a look at 31 to the right side of your screen. We'll see what he does there. There's the right arm in the shove. He pushed 21 right out of the way, and that was Arbogast. And Arbogast comes back and dumps the first one, 14-8.
He has 6 points. He's the leading scorer in the game. 2 out of 3 from the line. He's hitting 59% for the season. And Carrollton's biggest lead.
It's all going their way. That was a crier. To their credit, they've played an outstanding first quarter.
Approaching the 2-minute mark. Bebek. No, McCulligan strong inside.
Strong rebound up and over the top of Arbogast that time.
Pat has 6, leading scorer for the Magic. Exactly 2 minutes to go, first quarter, 15-10 Carrollton.
We'll see if they turn up the defense a notch or two, because I think that's what Jack talked about during his timeout.
Turn up the jumper, so passing it to Rinkus. Now they're going to double team the ball. They get it to Todd English. Try to feed it inside to Arbogast. Instead, Culligan gets it, fast break, Hubbard looking, he'll take it himself, good. And just like that, the lead's down to 3 and Hubbard has 6. Rinkus to O'Donnell, O'Donnell drew the foul.
Got McCulligan in the air. A mistake for a defensive player. You can't go up in the air, you're duster every time. That's going to bring
2.
That's going to bring Tim DeBevick, Mickey's younger brother, off the bench. Watch the head fake. And there goes McCulligan into the air, and he goes for a ride, and that'll chalk up his second foul. He gets a seat on the pine.
We got 2 Parra brothers on this team. The DeBevicks for Barberton, and Joe and younger brother John Rinkus. John is the first guard off the bench and has done very well in the tournament for the Warriors. O'Donnell shooting 63% for the season from the charity stripe. Sawyer strong with the rebound. The Magics can cut it to 1. Hubbard. Suddenly that big Carrollton lead is evaporated here. No call there. Rinkus needs some help. They'll call the Magics, Hubbard.
And Hubbard has reacted emotionally. Both times he's been called for fouls. One more time, and you're liable to see a technical foul.
And he has 2. So 3 of the Barberton starters, each with 2 fouls. We haven't gotten through the first quarter yet.
Up off the bench for Barberton, number 25, Dirk Over. And Over plays an awful lot of basketball. So there you see the trap coming up right here. And as Rinkus tries to split the pair, he gets hacked. Actually, they could have called a charging foul at the center court line.
Joe Rinkus, 81% free throw shooter, short, tipped around, controlled by the Magics. Tim DeBevick bringing the ball down. And we're at the 52nd mark.
They've got to get Sawyers involved in the offense. He's a big scorer for Barberton, and he's got very little to do so far tonight except pass the basketball.
They must have heard you. Number 23 with the basketball. Back to DeBevick. They're down by 1, and they may be very patient on this time down the floor. Carrollton looks like a 2-3 zone they're in right now.
Looks like Barberton will try and milk it down and take one good one to finish off the quarter. The worst they can be is up down.
15 seconds to go.
It's been an entertaining first quarter.
10. 5, 4, 3, long jumper to DeBevick. And that'll do it. We're at the end of the first period of play. It's Barberton by 1.
And Barberton really hasn't gotten untracked yet.
All right, the Magics out on the floor. This is over. He's probably one of their best outside shooters, Tom, from what I've seen. Jim Ferguson is also in there, number 31. He's got the basketball right now.
There's the guy that's got to start doing some damage. But it looks like Carrollton knows that too. They collapse right on him.
Tim DeBevick. Ball kicked out of bounds. It'll stay to Barberton. We played almost 30 seconds.
You know, they say you can only play so long on emotion and adrenaline, but Carrollton so far shows no signs of wilting.
Hanging tough. They leave DeBevick open, and Tim, not this time. Rebound by the guard, English, and they lost it out of bounds. That's got Coach Dave Ollinger off the bench. You got to mention Dave, because I mentioned Jack Reynolds, young coach. 42 wins, only 25 defeats at Carrollton. He's done the job. It's over. Got to keep the DeBevick straight for you. Dirk over.
Barberton has any number of players that can hit that 15-foot jumper. They can move it around till they get the open man. Carrollton has to prevent a spurt here by the Magics.
English with the basketball. This is Corey Harper, who's been rather quiet. Here he turns it over, turns it right back. No, good strong rebound. No, by O'Donnell. They needed those two.
Two of them at point-blank range, and as everything was falling in the first quarter, nothing seems to want to go right now.
Barberton with the basketball and the three-point lead, 18-15. 6.5 minutes to go first half. Good hustle on the play by the young man from Carrollton. It's Todd English. So they're out there scrapping, but that was a tough one. They had two opportunities.
And the big guy could have just gone up there and rammed it home.
John Rinkus is checked in for Carrollton. The jumper is no good. Again, strong inside, and Jim Ferguson puts it in.
And it's the bench people, Ober and Ferguson and Tim DeVevic, that have picked Barberton up here.
Biggest lead for the Magics, 6:10 to go. Carrollton really needs two here. The two Rinkus brothers are both in the lineup now. Nice move on the drive, but an air ball and picked off by Barberton. This is Jim Ferguson, who's played well off the pine. No call, a foul. And complete turnaround time from the opening tip for the Warriors.
Well, they've come out here and let it all hang out. They obviously did not want to fall behind coming out of the gate. They wanted to come out and lead with their best punch. They did, and they're still hanging around here at 20-15.
Joe Rinkus picks up his first foul. This is Sawyers, and quickly another one. This one on Tom O'Donnell.
Kind of a delayed call that time. He tripped over O'Donnell's feet.
Yeah, we'll try it again. Mickey DeVevic will be the trigger man. Sawyers was wide open, but he goes for the shorter pass, gets the ball back. This is Sawyers. No, and inside O'Donnell. He's facing some heat, gets the ball out. Joe Rinkus with the basketball. Nice pass to O'Donnell.
Boy, Rinkus coast to coast, a little showtime at the end. He caught the wide open wingman on the drive.
That breaks the scoring drought for Carrollton. They went about 2.5 minutes before they got their first points, but they're only down by 3. Sawyers inside, a lot of traffic.
Jump ball.
Jump ball.
It'll go Carrollton's way.
Well, O'Donnell didn't jump, he just held his ground.
That was the key. He did not go up in the air. He kept, and he put his hands straight up, and the offensive player took it right up and into the nest.
Coaches love to see stuff like that. Following the instructions to the letter. Carrollton can cut it to 1 in heavy traffic. Shot is rejected. DeVevic with the ball. Offense. That's Tim DeVevic after his brother had the rebound. That'll be his first.
Barberton substitution number 53.
Here comes number 53, Ebson Simpson, 6'6" junior. And Simpson played most of the year on the JV team. He's a transfer student.
It gives him some height in there, and I'll see how his quickness may be a factor as well.
Mickey DeVevic goes over and gives him a 5 and says, welcome.
A heck of a way to make your debut. Carrollton controls it. There's John Rinkus to his brother Joe. The long jumper, no. Strong inside rebound, up off the glass, no. O'Donnell, no, and hold everything.
That's Mickey DeVevic with his second, and O'Donnell will shoot a pair. And they could cut it to 20-19 if they pop these two. Watch the shot, it goes over the hoop. O'Donnell goes up, and as he puts it back, right there, the reach in.
Tonight's basketball game brought to you in part by George Wacom Ford. If Ford makes it, Wacom has it. Visit Little Detroit, the area's largest Ford dealer. And by United Bank. Remember, we're the bank that begins with you, United Bank. And sponsored in part by Camelot Music. Let us entertain you. O'Donnell hits it. 20-18 now. The Warriors have cut the Magic's lead to 2. Sawyer's coming back in. Oh, if they could hear what goes down from the truck.
So slings and arrows through the headset, huh?
Hitting our Achilles heel left and right. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. O'Donnell can bring the Warriors within 1.
And that's the third Barberton Magic to go to the bench with 3 fouls.
See what the Magics can do with almost a brand new lineup than what started the ball game.
I'm sure on the bus down, Jack didn't think he'd have this lineup playing midway through the second period.
So Sawyers, who is the only starter out there, number 23. They've already gone 9 deep.
Yeah, I'm sure Simpson thought he was just going to have a free ride and a little meal on the way home.
Tim DeBevic almost cut off. Nice pass to Sawyers. That's Sawyers too, Tom.
And he's a scrapper inside. Sawyers can ignite him.
Barberton 22, Carrollton 19. 3 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Good passing by the Warriors, and inside Corey Harper, he has 4.
Carrollton trading buckets with the mighty Barberton Magics, once rated number 1 in the state by AP toward the end of the regular season.
Currently rated number 3. Tim DeBevic off the iron, strong rebound by Corey Harper. Barberton
nice
trying
pass.
to come back. Oh, and he got hammered.
Simpson.
Mr. Simpson, he got his money's worth on that one.
That wasn't a cheap one.
Woo.
He didn't get cheated.
It's going to hurt on the replay, too.
This has got to feel like an eagle swooping in on a rabbit. Goodbye.
Somebody get Todd English a couple of aspirins. And I'll tell you what Todd English can do with this first one. He can tie the game at 22, and he can give the Warriors the lead on the second. Steve Lake.
I don't know, it's deafening down here, but I'll give you the officials again. You'll just have to bear with me. But Nick Demopoulos from Columbus and Tom Burton from Groveport, and it was Nick that made that last foul call.
Well, Steve, that's your cheering section down there, isn't it? Right behind you there?
I'll tell you, there's one kid hollering behind me that I don't know if he can keep it up all night.
Hey, where's the dog?
Yeah. The Canton police dog from last night. This is Sawyers. Jumper is good. Simpson. (24-22). Magic's by 2. For the tie, English around the rim and out. Over had it. Simpson controls.
Tough angle from that corner behind the bucket.
They almost got it. Sawyers drives.
You know, they're packing that zone so tight, they're going to let Barberton have the 15-footer, and they're blocking some of them.
Got that one, but off the glass, Ferguson, no. Rebound, O'Donnell for Carrollton. 2-point Magic lead, but Carrollton with the basketball. Joe Rinkus. Bounce pass, O'Donnell strong to the hoop.
You can tell that Simpson is just unsure where he's supposed to be on the floor on defense. That's the second bunny he's allowed to go right past him.
O'Donnell has 8. We're tied at 24. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go first half. Two teams are going at it tooth and nail right now.
That's a tough zone that's put up right now by the Warriors. They switch now into almost a matchup zone.
Simpson in the corner. And this is Joe Rinkus, coast to coast.
And another hard fall to the floor. That'll be 31. Jim Ferguson. Here's another breakaway. Ferguson comes from the left. Rinkus does get the shot away, hits the bottom of the iron, and he'll get to shoot a pair in a 24-24 tie with 1 minute 50 seconds remaining first half.
Now the so-called Bruise brothers for Barberton are both on the bench. Excellent chance for Carrollton to try to work the ball inside.
Well, Carrollton has only 2 team fouls the entire first half, and they've played aggressive defense.
Barberton has more than a dozen when you add them all in. Well, Rinkus is an 81% foul shooter. You saw why there, and Carrollton with a 2-point lead.
And I'll probably see Bill Nutt, the Hoover coach, at the half. He predicted Carrollton would be right in this ball game.
This crystal ball working well.
About time. It's been foggy all week.
For you North Canton fans, Tom's area code.
Oh, Bill's a good guy.
He remembers well this time in the tournament just a couple years ago.
On a Cinderella ride to the Final Four.
And maybe Carrollton is in that position in this tournament.
Barberton not able to get much off here against this tough defense.
The Carrollton defense has really been the story, I think, in the second period, Tom. When they got it to the open man, they're almost daring him to shoot from there. Sawyers will give it to Over. This is over, and they're missing the quickness of a Hubbard who could penetrate and get the ball in there.
They just don't seem to have an offensive philosophy right now. They're just throwing the ball around the outside of the zone.
Dave Olinger, the coach at Carrollton, with words of encouragement for his troops. The crowd getting into it as well.
There again, as you see, the ball is just going around the perimeters time and time. They'll bring it back to the top again.
Remember, Barberton is down by 2.
Maybe Jack figures with all the problems he's had, just wait and take one more shot and go in and see what he can do with it.
Now the Magics, for their part, at least showing some patience, not pressing at this point, but we are down to 15 seconds in the half. Now 1. We saw it there. Sawyers with the ball, 8. Corner Simpson looking. You got to get it off. They won't. 2, 1. That's it.